Hello. Welcome to the weekend edition of Rich Witch Radio. I am trying a new technology again because why leave anything alone that's working when you can try something new and learn? Welcome. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, still figuring it all out. And happy Juneteenth, everybody in the United States. Let's make this a national holiday. If some of us are not free, none of us are free. Like, we are all in this together, and I think it's really, really important. So yay, people are on. Yay. Before I dive in, and if you've got a blockage or a question or you want some help, just type in at any time. But I actually wanted to share that this week I received a screenshot from someone I don't know on Facebook. Well, I received a screenshot from a friend of a post about me by someone that I don't know. And it was a very angry post about me, accusing me of being anti-racism and of being being not a fan of Trump, and of believing that COVID-19 is a deadly disease. All of which is true. Like, totally guilty as charged. But her language was not friendly, and she found all these positions really offensive. So and there was one other piece, is she claimed that my name, Morgana, was a stage name to support the Rich Witch brand, which I loved that. I've been named Morgana for over 53 years now because my mother is actually a practicing witch. I didn't know this. She didn't tell me until I was in my 20s, but there were clues. Hello, tarot cards, naming your daughter Morgana. So, no, not a stage name, but thank you. And if you are a friend of this person, who I'm not going to name, I'm not going to slam her, by name or publicly or anything. If you are a friend of hers and you're checking me out because of the things that she said about me, I want to welcome you. Welcome. If you have any challenge or blockage or thing going on in your life that you want some help, you just type it away or just listen in for other people, and I'm here to help. That's it. Okay, so I wanted to talk, since the whole witch thing and my name is coming up this week. You can type in questions, or I'm just going to share what I wanted to share. And I was going to talk about magic a little bit because there's just so much fear and hurt and rage going on right now. And what I have found, and this, by the way, is a core principle of witchcraft, is the rule of 3. Whatever you send out comes back to you threefold. And I have found sending out positive spells to someone who is threatening me or challenging me has actually been really, really, really effective in my life of removing the threat. So I had a stalker, scary, not mean, but insane. And that can be scary and dangerous. He imagined that we were in love. He had this whole, I didn't even know who he was. I found out from a third party that this stranger to me was writing about me in some online role-playing group, and kind of alerted some, raised some red flags for a woman who was in that group who reached out to me to see if I knew him, and I didn't. And he had signed up to go on a cruise where I was going to be speaking, and he was planning to follow me home. And it was really scary stuff. Not mean, not a bad guy, just too far into imagination, and really kind of classic stalker stuff. And my cousin, who was in the Department of Justice, director of computer crimes, and, you know, really, really active bigwig guy there in the 80s, has a lot of friends in the CIA. And so someone profiled this person. And that's when I really freaked out. It stopped being, oh, that's weird, to, oh my God. And I cast a spell using, I think, and by the way, spells that you make up, I mean, go ahead, buy a book, use anybody's magic if you like, as a reference point. But I learned from my mother that the spells that you make up with your own words, I just think that that has more power because it's coming from you. So I think I got some white salt and a white candle for protection, some cayenne pepper for repulsion. And I just started chanting his name and wishing him love and sanity away from me. Because somebody who is happy and healthy and loved and sane is not going to cause anybody trouble. So I wish that on anybody that I'm having trouble with. And I did that for the stalker, and I was protected. I did it for an upstairs neighbor who keyed my car because I had my air conditioner on. Like, I'd lived there for 10 years. She moved in, didn't like the sound of my air conditioner. So I cast a spell for her to find the peace and happiness somewhere else that she would be happier. And within a day, she moved. So when you are frightened or angry or challenged, yes, take action. If you're in a legal dispute, get a lawyer, get an expert, get help. And add a little bit of magical spice to it by just sending love, sanity, healing, happy heart, and what their deepest desire and healthy healing is away from you. And that is my little spell advice magic tip for today. A client of mine in one of my coaching programs where we set daily intentions, and I was really tracking everybody day to day, once in a while would put down the intention, trust the process, and choose love and magic. And I loved that so much, I steal it all the time. When things are looking scary and challenging, trust the process, keep going, choose love, especially for yourself, and magic. Because, things can look really bad on the way to a very successful outcome. If you have a question, type it in, and I'll see if there's anything else that I wanted to share. Oh, by the way, today is my anniversary again. This was our second Mexican wedding. This was in Laredo, Mexico. Gorgeous. The ocean water there is several different shades of blue, which I had never seen before, and dolphins and just nature and beauty. Mercury retrograde suggestions. Yay, good. Okay, hello, welcome to Mercury retrograde. So if crazy stuff is happening to your phone and your computer and your websites and your business, that's normal. Like that's what is. I'm finding things that I set up in my business 10 years ago mysteriously have stopped working. Links are broken. It's just weird. Thank you, clients and visitors who let me know. Otherwise, how would I? So, tips for Mercury retrograde. Retrograde is when it looks like, from planet Earth, it looks like the planet Mercury is going backwards. It's not. It's just an optical illusion. And traditionally, the human experience here on planet Earth, and I'm not going to go into whether it's true or not, I find it useful. I love astrology because the baked-in belief is that planets move, so whatever's going on now is temporary and has a schedule, and I really like that. So for Mercury retrograde, anything that has to do with money, commerce, and that usually has to do with technology, transportation, communication, all of that kind of stuff intensifies. Things become more intense. By the way, I love Mercury retrograde because I made a decision years ago that I'd make more money during Mercury retrograde. I just decided, oh, I was born under Mercury retrograde, so this is what happens. Big fan of creating really positive, self-fulfilling prophecies. What you believe has a greater tendency to happen. So when things go backwards, whether it's Venus and that has to do with love, or Jupiter and that has to do with career and marriage, and I'm not sure if it has to do with laws, or if that's Saturn, but I'm an armchair astrologer. Whenever things go backwards, and Jupiter is backwards, so career issues, if it's been feeling stalled and slowed, you're not imagining it, and it will go forward again. And it's also going to be a different experience for everybody. Some people actually have breakthroughs and things go forward just because of the way other things are arranged on their charts. So answering the question, Mercury retrograde is a great time to double check things, like all the rewords, review, rewrite, resend, and double check things. It's a great time to return to old projects, especially something like writing, because Mercury is all about the mind and communication. So it's a great time to return to old studies or pull out like a manuscript that you had started and set aside. It's a great time for people from your past to return, either to start a new, like rekindle a relationship, or maybe resolve. But I just love to go to town with all the RE words on Mercury retrograde. So have extra patience on anything that has to do with technology. Probably not a great time to launch a major new program or to sign a big contract. Things that are begun in Mercury retrograde have a tendency to not be permanent. Obviously, always exceptions, but that is sort of the rule for Mercury retrograde. So maybe not the best time to get married or sign a contract or start building a house unless the process began before the retrograde period, but a super good time to study. It's a very good time to return to your relationship with money and slay a new monster. Everything that you go back and fix during a retrograde period, because that's what it's for. That's the whole point of it, is to go backwards and fix what needs fixing so that it is so much better and is in alignment with your future self, with who you are becoming, with the future you want to create. So go back and review your contracts, your old projects, your studies, your relationship with money, your health plans, all that stuff, and fix what needs fixing. And then move forward stronger than ever. It's kind of a gift from the universe that we have several times a year, this period that's kind of carved out to, hey, what do I need to take a look at? What is ready for its next upgrade? And that's what retrograde is for any of the planets. Just, I'm an amateur. I have one of my best friends is the best astrologer that I've ever known, like the only one who gets me right, Carol Allen at loveisinthestars.com if you want a real professional. And if you want to know what is retrograde now and what it means, we have Google, yay. But that is my approach to retrograde. So happy weekend, witches. Go forth and take advantage of retrograde. Celebrate freedom on this Juneteenth and cast spells that bounce back to you in a positive way. Again, whenever you send out love and healing and wishes fulfilled to somebody else, it comes back to you threefold. And that's how to practice safe magic. I sent out an article to my subscribers this morning on, are you practicing white or black magic? I would say casting this kind of spell is a little in the gray area, but I think it's really positive. And if you want to know what white versus black magic really is, then just go to morganaray.com and go to my blog and check it out, because it's a lot of fun. And power, prosperity, and love to you all. Mwah!